Morning, Gary here from Pathways Homestead, and thought I'd take you with me this morning to do morning chores. It's Sunday morning, and we kind of get around a little slow on Sunday morning, and then I'm going to go do morning chores before I go get ready for church. And I thought I'd bring you all with me. First thing this morning, oh, they're running at my voice. I always knew I was a chick magnet. The first thing this morning is we've got 200, we ordered 200 Cornish crosses from Freedom Ranger Hatchery in Pennsylvania. And we ordered 200, 205 came in. There were 5 dead in the box, and so they had added just the right amount of extra. And that happens when you order that big a number sometimes. We have lost one already, but we've had them in here since Wednesday morning, so they've been in here 4 days, and so they've been in here 4 days, and we've only lost one. I think that's doing pretty good on that big a number. And one of the things that we did when we brought them was we pulled each one out of the box and dipped its beak in the water so it knew exactly where the water was, and they all started drinking, and they're doing pretty good. So we're going to feed these chicks and get started on our morning chores. Now, if you've never raised Cornish crosses, they drink a lot of water. They drink a whole lot of water. They convert feed pretty efficiently, and they grow very fastly, and very fast, and it takes a lot of water for that. So make sure when you raise Cornish that you keep plenty of water in front of them. There you go, birds. In 4 days, they have almost tripled what they ate the first day. And I'm fixing to go find them another feeder or two because they need more feed than I've got feeders in there. Alright, we have the chicks fed and watered this morning, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, we're over here. I have the chickens and I keep feed here in my trash cans. And we're at our laying hens, and I'm going to throw them a little bit of feed. They usually just get a big bucket of scraps every morning, but I don't have a big bucket of scraps for them this morning, so they'll get a little extra feed today. Our meat chicks, we feed a bag chick starter that is medicated for coccidia. We're feeding that to our chicks to begin with. But our laying hens, they get a feed that is ground corn, there's wheat, oats, and a few other additives in here, and it's a feed we mix. We grind it at some friends in their grinder mixer, and then we mix it, we add other stuff to it, and so this is what we're feeding our chickens today, our laying hens. And my quail and my hens with chicks that I feed every day, they don't get fed in the morning, they just get fed once a day. The laying hens usually just get fed scraps in the morning and then feed in the evening. But I've got a lot of laying hens in there, and we're trying to keep them laying good, so I'll feed them a little feed this morning. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go water pigs and then feed some pigs. And so let's go do that. Alright, now we're going to feed our little feeder pigs that we bought the other day. I don't know if you saw a video of this, but we delivered the 2 that we bought for a neighbor. We've delivered those, so there's 10 little pigs in here, and we're going to feed them. I'm not feeding this whole bucket to them, and because I got a surprise to show you all. From Robertson's Belly Acres, we went and picked up a sow, and we went and picked her up the other night. We left her in the trailer overnight, and the next morning there was a little more to the story. I don't know if you can see him, I don't want to wind her up, but there are 7 little baby pigs. I came out the next morning to get ready to put her in her pen, make sure she had water and stuff. And she had 7 little baby pigs nursing on her. We knew she was bred, we just didn't know she was quite that close. And yep, good mama had 7 little babies. She had 10, but 7 are what was alive, and a pretty good number. And she's doing real good. She sure likes to eat, and so that's our surprise here on the farm. Something I hadn't pigged out a sow since I was in high school, and I really didn't take this one out. I just came back the next morning, there were pigs. So, new venture here is a mama and babies. She likes her babies. For those of y'all that have really liked footage of the baby goats, baby pigs are even cuter. Look at her talking to them. She's fixing to lay down, so she's kind of rooting down, making sure everybody out from under her. Good mama. Talking to them, puffing at them, making sure they know to get back. And we've opened the trailer up to the pen, but I haven't pushed her and the babies out in the pen yet. Thought maybe in a day or two, if she figured out that she liked the shed I've got for her and the straw in there better than she does this trailer, she'd move them in there. If not, when they're about a week old, we'll just move them into the pen. We're going to let them get good and mobile before we move them out in this pen. Just thought that might be a little less stressful on her and the baby, unless we happen to need the trailer for something. See, look at her. She made sure all them babies were out of the road. She'll get over on her side a little better here in a minute. Let them nurse. I know you can't see her very well, but we've got one heifer here at the house. She's only got 3 feet, so every morning I look to make sure she's up and eating. She gets up and eats early in the morning and lays in the shade during the day, and so I just check on her, and she's up and eating, getting a belly full of good grass and lespedeza, so she's doing good this morning. Looks like pushing her tail, eating. So that means she's doing well. And then by the time I get out here, I've walked past all my animals, except for the adult goats. So I will walk back by everything, make sure everything's got water, and then I'll go look at the adult goats who've got plenty of grass too, and I water them every evening. I will go check on the adult goats, and then I'll go feed I'll feed something that's very important this morning, and I'll show you all that. Here are the young goats this morning. They're doing fine. I'm throwing them a little bit of hay, but they're doing good. Young goats in this little pen we built, and they've pretty much got it mowed off. So we'll have to move them before long. Here are these, and we'll get a look at the next one. We're going to play a game called Find the Billy Goat this morning. Looks like he's doing good, sitting out in the sunshine, chewing his cud, tall grass. But we'll go see what the nannies are in the shed this morning. They aren't in the shed, they were laying in the tall grass too. You can see one there, and then the other one's head's right below her. They're doing good this morning. We're gonna go feed the final thing this morning. There she is. Alright, the final thing to feed this morning is Cindy and I. I'm going to start out with heating some water up for coffee and tea. Then I'm going to get the cast iron going for little eggs. Going to feed me because I'm hungry, and hope y'all enjoyed doing morning chores with us. It was a good start to my Sunday. When I'm going to be a part of corporate worship, I got to start out with a little private worship while I was doing my chores. And hope y'all are blessed, and we'll see y'all later.